I'm glad you got that out of your system beforehand. What is going on, losers? Welcome to the Lost Losers podcast. I am your host, Mr. John Paquette, joined once again by my beautiful bride, the tots of the show,
Hey.
Miss Andrea Paquette.
Hello.
And coming from Ashley,
My special friend.
young James.
What up?
How is everyone this week? Everyone okay?
Groovy.
Everyone's groovy? Everyone's alive?
I've done that before.
Me too. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. Someone fucked up on Friday, and
Weird.
Tried to tell you.
So I just decided, I'm like, I needed to change, and decided after just to shave the beard. This will be the last time this happens, ladies and gentlemen, because I look like fucking Beaker from the Muppets. I look like fucking Jabba the Hutt. I look like Jabba the Hutt after liposuction surgery. Just whatever you want to call it. I look fucking terrible. I got fucking neck meat fucking you'll see hanging out and fucking jaws that fucking a hog would fucking be jealous of. So on that note, please do us a favor. Hit subscribe if you're watching this horrible fucking face on YouTube or Rumble. Also hit the like button. Even share with a friend if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast. Please give us a 5-star review. I know you can hit the dislike one on this one. My fucking face is terrible. I got nothing.
It's like a bratwurst you thought out too much.
I look like a sausage that got overstuffed. Like I can't make fun of myself anymore. I need a haircut, so I look like a dirty tennis ball. And my face where my beard is at, I got a fucking tan line. So I got fucking white spots. So this was not a well thought out process. Okay. I was just like, you know what? I need to change. Instead of going in and trimming it up, I was like, I need to change. Fuck it. And went and shaved it and jumped in the shower. And
If you would have listened to who?
my wife. Okay.
I was about to say, like, if I have nothing now, especially with my throat done, yeah, it's gonna look fucking weird. I understand that.
So I know I don't look good. So I'm sorry. All right. I'm done. Over it. I'm sick. Let's not talk. If you didn't see it on the live on the LLP Sunday playlist on Patreon earlier, if you didn't join us for that, this is probably a shock for most of you.
I just kept looking at him and saying more about it because I was just every time
I told you I wasn't going to address it until today, right now. I was like, I'll address it on later. I will address it. I know I fucked up. It looks terrible. I got neck meat dangling.
You look like a 30-year-old that's trying to look 24.
I'm so happy. I mean, so here's the shittiest part. So I went to go give. So our neighbor next door has 2 daughters. They have 2 daughters. Their oldest daughter's dating a nice young gentleman, but he plays his music too loud and he's loud. So I like to give him shit. So I came walking around the corner to give him shit and my neighbor just lost it. She fell out fucking laughing. And I went, what's so funny? She goes, normally I don't know if you're fucking with them or yelling at them. She goes, because of the beard. She goes, I can't take you fucking seriously. So you could be yelling at him. And she goes, it doesn't fucking matter. She goes, I am laughing at you. She goes, she goes, do not ever shave again. She goes, you look horrendous. I went, okay. All right. And she goes, as she was laughing at me, like hysterically. And it doesn't help that I'm 6'2" and 245. And my neighbor's, I don't know, how tall is she? Like 4'11" and maybe 100, maybe 96 pounds.
You look like the high school football player whose parents just send him a lot of food but never show up to the games.
Oh, so my parents. Got it.
Wow, Rip.
Thanks. Childhood memory ruiner opener. All right. Where was I? Okay. Podcast, this, that. Okay. If you want to find us on the socials, at losers_loss on Twitter, losers_loss_ podcast, and on Instagram, find us on TikTok, find us everywhere. Please go to the Patreon channel. It's $5 a month. You get the live show, you get the LLP Sunday playlist. We do that every other week. James is still laughing at me and because of my beard or lack thereof now. And What else?
I'm just trying to think of more.
Keep going. It's fine. No matter what you say, I've already said to myself.
It's like Mr. Potato Head.
It's a Baba Booey. Like,
It's an egg.
it's all right.
You just shave his head overnight, make it an egg.
Oh God, no! Please don't. No.
I need a haircut. I'm
You
telling you.
can get a haircut, but I like the hair on top.
So, dude,
What about a reverse?
listen,
Make
if
it
I
do
got a
Donnie.
mohawk, if I got a mohawk right now and drop my head,
Oh
or
God.
I would look like a fucking soy sauce patch of a woman's fucking merkin or some shit like that.
Oh my
You
God.
should get a landing strip.
Okay, I'm done.
Yep, moving
We're
on.
what's like Patreon. Thank you. LLP Sunday playlist. And then also the live show. Thank you to all who joined us for our live show on Thursday. Sorry for anybody who warps your minds and all the sick shit that you had to see. Like
You're welcome.
the flying enema. Still laughing about the lack of beard. It's gonna be a long show, isn't it?
No, I'm fine. I'm over
Okay.
it. I'm done.
So where were we?
Look at the inside of a banana.
That one wasn't too good.
That
Yeah,
one
no.
missed. That one missed. All right. Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we thank it? Okay, I thank everyone for the live stream.
you did.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. That's all up. Go watch that. You can go watch. If you pay $5 now, you can go watch all of this. It's all up. Go
Yeah.
have fun. It's on the Patreon. It's a good time. So if you're new to listening to this podcast, we usually begin it off with our wishes of the week, which is the weird and interesting shit that has happened to us through the week. So obviously I already kind of started that off with bad decisions. So I will take it and let my wife, as she's doing what she does best, falling asleep while I'm talking.
Yeah, it's normal.
I know. What were your wishes this week, baby? How are you?
I am okay. I went and saw the Elvis movie today because,
Oh shit.
as some of y'all don't know, I am a gigantor Elvis fan. Worshiper, I guess is a good word. It was good. It was really good, actually. I wanted to throat punch Tom Hanks. Not a huge fan of his anyway, but
So what do you think of his makeup?
it was bad. His makeup was like, I don't know, it just looked
And
like somebody
James, are you gonna go see this movie?
from a Halloween
Yes,
shop
I
did it.
was just talking.
It was
to
good.
Hayden
It's
earlier that I
definitely
wanna go
worth
see
it.
Okay, go see it, and then once you all done seeing it, then I can ask the questions that I have to ask because I got a lot of questions because I thought the movie was good. I thought the director was fantastic. I think the director did a fantastic job with the movie.
Mhm.
I thought the music and how they tried to updated it. I understood why they updated in those scenes to kind of keep the attention moving. I thought that was, I wasn't mad at that, but I can see how older people might not like it. Would you agree or disagree on that?
I mean,
Like someone who might have been seen Elvis live in
oh,
Vegas
well,
might
someone
not
who's seen Elvis live may not
enjoy that part. That's
no,
what I'm
probably
talking
not.
about.
But
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
So, but it was a good movie. But I have a lot of questions and that I would like to talk about it. So, go see it, and then once you come back, maybe next week we'll talk about it.
And then
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. Friday, my dad and oldest son were torn loose together, which is always a bad thing, at a car dealership. Which
That's
led,
what happened? That makes a
Yes.
lot of sense.
so my dad went with him just to look around, whatever. And that
Buddy,
salesman,
come look at this one.
yeah, that salesman is probably fucking creaming in his jeans right now. So my dad and oldest child purchased vehicles. So this salesman probably got, figure between the two vehicles, probably about $100,000. My dad got a 2022 Challenger Scat Pack, which
What
is,
the fuck?
yeah, dude, that thing is fucking wicked.
Dude, here it came with it was a custom build. It came with the list of thank you, Mr. So and so. What was the guy? Or should we
You want
say
me
his
to-
name?
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, don't do that
because
because I think I know why he's in prison, and I'll say it or what happened. Oop.
this guy custom built the car my dad bought. Like literally went on the Dodge website and was like, I want this and this and this and this. It's a manual, so that's how
Yeah.
that's how muscle cars should be driven, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
This guy was not able to get the vehicle. My dad was like, okay, sat in it and was like, man, I want this. He didn't need it. He had a 2018 Buick Regal that he had paid for outright, so he didn't have a car payment or anything. But they gave him 20 for the Buick, and then he put more money down, so he only financed maybe half of what the car was priced for. So they call it peanut butter and
That's-
jelly because it's the outside it's called hell raisin. It's like a real deep purple. If you look at it,
Ooh.
if you look at it at night, it looks black.
I think I see what you're talking about.
It's sick. And then the oldest kid got a 2022 Charger RT Daytona edition.
Okay,
so-
so he got a fancy one also.
Yes, but not the same model. Like his has 4 doors,
Yes.
and it's not gonna go crazy like my dad's does.
It's not gonna rip itself apart.
No, but it would go. So good for them.
So but the funny thing is the custom one
Oh yeah.
came with the guy's name. Thank you for these add-ons. We hope you enjoy your car. Sincerely, Delmar Chrysler Dodge, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Napleton, I think.
Yeah.
Napleton.
Yeah. And it like the factory it came out of with the number and everything like that.
Yeah.
So my father-in-law, being the curious George he is, asked why the guy didn't buy the car.
Yeah,
And
like
it-
I mean, it was made for you. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, what happened? Oh, he went to prison. He got incarcerated. So I looked up the name,
Oh God.
and the only name that popped up that's incarcerated, I don't know if it's in Missouri. This is the only one that's in Missouri, is like first degree sexual assault on a minor under the age of 15. And I was like, oh yeah, you deserve to be in fucking prison. And I hope someone sets your ass on fire while you're there. Like, thanks for the car, dick. Like, and I was like, go fuck yourself, buddy.
But
Yeah.
he's 66 years old and finally got the car that he has absolutely dreamed about. This is the second Challenger he has owned. The first one was a toned down fucking edition of what he has now. And that was basically because my mom was still alive and was like, fuck no, you don't need a Scat Pack Hellcat, whatever the fuck. But yeah, that thing's he's in love. He's like a fucking, 5-year-old kid again.
Oh,
And then Colton's Buick, they had joked with the guys about like what they'd give him for a trade-in. Just guess what it was.
$100.
$1.
$1.
$1.
But here's, the nice thing is, here's what I was talking about, is when you go and pay your sales tax,
Mhm.
you get a $300 or $400 tax break for a trade-in, no matter the car.
Yeah.
So if you traded in, if you would have got $1 for it, just because you traded it in, you still would have saved yourself for probably about $500 on taxes.
Yeah.
So
You
that
can-
I'm like, you guys kind of fucked yourself there, but hey, I get it. Because when we traded, because I noticed that when we traded in what was that car we had?
Hyundai.
That Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Whatever that thing was, that shoe. Wasn't it? We got $100 for the trade-in. But I went and traded. The lady goes, smart for you still trading it in instead of selling it. She goes, why? She goes, because it saves you a couple $100 on your sales tax. I went, oh, that's a nugget of knowledge I did not know. So
Yeah, because it's kind of going into recycling and all that.
something goofy or something like that. So
You can still get a different tax break if he donates it or whatever he's
Yeah,
gonna do. To it.
so-
He's gonna
That also.
basically like tear things out of it. And
yeah,
go
his
from there.
radio. I know. Yeah.
So it's gonna go to dad's. So just dad's cool with it parking there because it prevents the bitch next door from parking in front of his house.
There you go. And there you have that.
That was my week.
Nice.
New cars, not mine.
Elvis.
Elvis. Love me some Elvis. Graceland. It looks just fucking like it. Like I wonder if they were actually in the house.
I don't know if they got to know, because I know most of it was recorded in Australia.
Ah,
So I think it was all set made.
CGI.
CGI and set,
Set
made.
made.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's all I got.
Thanks for checking in. I'm
James?
still a piece of garbage.
What up? I also went to a vehicle sales place this week. The the staple country vehicle sales place, Tractor Supply. And I got a little mini bike yesterday, a Coleman 196cc mini bike, and it's just dumb stupid. Just not dumb fun. Just riding that thing around the yard and everything. But I was looking up mod kits earlier after we did the podcast or did the music podcast this morning, and there's some really cheap kits to add to acceleration and everything.
Those stupid little things have the most ridiculous add-ons, and you can bore those out, those little engines, and soup those up. Where like, yeah, you're probably doing like 10 to like 15 right now. You can get 20.
I think I'm getting maybe 20. Yeah,
you can get them like where you're like, oh, I need a helmet. Like, this is dangerous. Like, I'm not gonna walk away from this thing. Like those stupid little you zip them those, man. Those things are fun.
Oh, I'm so excited to work on it. It's so dumb. It's just a little lawnmower engine on a bike, basically. That's all it is.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious. I found a torque converter earlier to make it go faster. I found an exhaust and air filter super cheap and everything. I was just like, oh my god.
You know who you sound like right now?
My dad.
Dude, we were at a Subaru dealership one time.
I know, yo. I think I know what you're talking about.
He goes, I'm gonna buy this car, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm like, who's this we? I'm like, he started saying we. He started.
He always does.
He started off with I, and then changed it to we. And then I looked at him like, who's this we shit? You got a mouse in your pocket or something? I'm like,
Speaking French.
I'm like, we bonjour, get the fuck off, brother. And he goes, oh no, man, you're gonna help me. I don't know when you do shit. I'm like, because that sounds like a lot of work that I don't want to do. So, I'm sorry.
Oh, but yeah, exactly. But I don't really care to work on cars too much. But if I'm on a little bike and I can see every part from one angle, who gives a fuck? I'll work on it. And got that and nothing much else this week, to be honest. Went up to the house a few times in Grayson. I'm getting lists together to start building apartment, and we're looking to build a schoolie. My girlfriend and I were going to convert a school bus into a tiny home, a mobile tiny home.
So it's going to sound so dumb. Are you going to try to get a big bus, or are you going to do like a short bus?
So I'm thinking a 28-foot, because there's a lot of national parks that over 30 feet, over 32 feet, you can't come in.
Yeah.
And so with a 28-foot, and then I have a storage rack on the back, I'd be perfect.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, we've been definitely making up lists and everything and learning what we need to get and everything. And
yeah, like the freshwater tank.
Excited.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool, man. Yeah. That'd be really cool. That's awesome. Well, I hope that works out, man.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about it, pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk just
offline.
We'll talk afterwards, man. Definitely.
But yeah, not too much.
It must be
just exciting stuff going on. Just stuff changing in life.
I guess it must not have been too exciting at all for this week, because we didn't really do too much. Nothing was going on. I've been working, like the only thing I've been doing this week. I walked a lot this week. Well, I'm trying to finish up my 100 miles I set the goal for the 100 miles this week. Try to get that done, or for 100 miles in the month. I'm going to walk, and I'm down to 4 miles to go. I could have got it done today, but yesterday when I got home, I peeled off my sock and it was full of blood. And I'm like,
what'd you do?
Ow, that hurts. So I get dry skin, like on the palm of my hands. I guess it's like a form of eczema. I don't know. I've never been diagnosed, but that's what everything it sounds like. And it's on my hands, and I get it on my toes and on my big toe. My skin dried and cracked. And I guess when I was walking, it busted open, and I didn't know it.
That shit happened to Dad. I don't fucking get it.
And I didn't notice it until I got home, and I peeled off my sock, and I'm like, why did that hurt? And I looked down, and my toe was full of blood, and I'm like, oh, so it's nasty, isn't it?
Kind of like mine. Look at it, it's like all purple on the side there.
Yeah. So I mean, it just busted open. But Then I'm finishing that up. That will be. I might have to do 1 mile a day for the next 4 days to just finish it up. But I'm gonna finish that up because I literally have 4 miles to go.
Yeah.
What I did do though, so I finally got my hand. Someone gave me these little magic mushrooms, and I went on a trip the other day. All right. First of all,
Did you see the penis god?
Oh my God. Here, let me tell you what happened.
I miss my penis god. That was my favorite
so-
trip.
So here's the crazy thing. So I'll go on this fantastic journey. This was Tuesday, Wednesday. I do this and I do it in the morning because I get everything done. I think it's Wednesday. I get everything done. I fucking early this week. I'm like, man, I'm going to fucking just do nothing. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, it was Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Then I'm going to do nothing all morning, all day. And then usually in the afternoon, I'll just chill the fuck out and do nothing. You know what I mean? Just kind of relax this off and do everything. Go on this journey. Fucking funny as fuck. I'm laughing my ass off most of the time. Fucking, I write most of it down. It's gibberish anyway, so I can't. It's structured. I'll get to it here in a minute. But literally, the first fucking headline I read, like as soon as like I'm coming to, and I realize, hey, I'm coming down. I'm okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, let's see I've checked out on the world. Let's see what's going on. And hopefully it's nothing but good news, right?
As you're saying that, can I tag it real quick?
Go ahead.
I had one of January 5th, 2020 or 2021, whatever it was, January 5th, I took acid at like 8 p.m. I tripped the entire night. I like doing it at night. Especially when I do it by myself, I usually just do it at night and just stay up all night and have a good day. Next one. But stayed up the entire night tripping and everything. And January 6th comes along. And as I'm coming down from acid and like, I'm trying to check back in on the world. The January 6th incursion is fucking going on.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm just like, what is happening? What did I do to the world? What did I cause?
Dude, here's the best thing. So I literally check in. I went and I'm like, let's see. Hopefully the planet might have righted itself. Maybe I'm the one who was fucked up in a different dimension. And now I'm going into a better dimension and things are going to be better, right? No, the first
Rittenhouse video game.
Nope. First fucking game. First thing I read is how a recession is good for us. And it's not that bad. And I literally just went, and my neighbor happened to come walking around the corner as I'm reading this. And I just look at him. He goes, what? I want off this. I don't want to be here no more. He's like, what? I'm like, this is the first thing I read. And he looked at the headline. He goes, what do you mean this is the first thing you read? So I explained to him my day and he starts laughing laughing in my face, hysterical. He goes, your good morning wasn't worth it, was it? And fucking like then walks the fuck off.
Joey Diaz shit. What the fuck?
And I'm just, dude, he literally fucking read the headline. I tell him what my day is. He goes, wrong. He goes, wrong. And fucking walks the fuck back over to his house. I went,
I'd be pissed.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm in the wrong realm. I want to go back. And I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, here's how crazy this fucking wonderful dreamline I was having. So I woke up and had to realize I was in my garage and I had to figure out where I was at. Because at one point in time, my secretary, I'm guessing that's who it was because I was in an office, came in and woke me up. And I'm trying to figure out how Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura were my fucking spirit guides for the first hour and a half of my fucking journey. Because my secretary's like, hey, Mr. Kreischer, Mr. Segura here to see you. And they're like, hey, man. And Bert was like, let's party. I'm like, I'm already on a journey, buddy. So, okay, let's boogie. And partied with those guys and then woke up from that. And then, mind you, not even 6 days prior, we had our live show. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of male nudity.
Floating
So,
around in your head.
dude, I will let you know. I was like, at one point in time, the lights were dancing, and it was just like rainbow dicks. I'm like, when did I get the LGBT? I don't remember going to a pride parade. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, God damn it, James, and your weird fucking male dick or male fucking nudity fetish. Like, fuck. Like, God damn it. And I'm like, this is where that's coming from. Okay, got it. But other than that, like, I just couldn't believe that was like my journey through
I've
that.
had very few trips where I didn't see phallic stuff.
Why is that?
Well, in terms of Kama Sutra, like I've talked to Pollyanna about it. Pollyanna Amazing
Yeah.
from Very Pleasure, about it a little bit. And for her, her take is kind of goes into Kama Sutra stuff. If you're more in tune with that, you'll kind of have more vulnerability to kind of have thoughts of worship of scepters and pearls and stuff like that.
I'm sorry. I'm
What are
not
you
laughing
laughing
at.
at?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not going to change. I'm not trying to change the subject, but my phone is sitting here vibrating. I don't know if you guys can hear that vibrating.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look down and I literally have one. So it's Asperger's
Yeah.
texting me. He goes, and this is what I get.
Oh,
And if you're not part of the lives, if you're not part of the Patreon,
Jesus.
I guess he's listening
Yes!
to the Patreon right now. If you didn't listen to this, so here's how this goes. He goes, you guys are shitting on my Mudvayne pick. I purposely avoided Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and this is the thanks I get. I now pay money for the privilege to hear this. Maroni, and then I get the Maronius from the Wedding Singer or Wedding Crashers. Black.
Oh God. Did he get to my part yet?
Nope. I guess that's when he's talking about us shitting on Metallica. And so, anywho, that's what happened. If you guys don't know what I'm
I
talking
feel
about,
like it was going to be a
Patreon.
worse reaction than what I said.
We'll hear about it later. So, anyways, back to my journey. So, yeah, I had to fucking launch Rainbow. I'm like, I don't remember going to the Pride Festival, but okay, this is cool. I don't know why this is happening. But then I came from that, and then I watched if you ever see the back of the Lost Losers symbol that I have one on my shirt here, it's all grainy, like a wood grain. I think I watched that for about 2 hours before I came to. I was like, okay, we're good now. Like, so it was a good 7 hour adventure, but it's fine. It was a good day. It's good for you. Everyone needs to do that every once in a while, I think. I highly recommend it. I just don't understand why Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer were the first spirit guides of that day, which is weird. I would like to know what office I was in. I don't know. Maybe they're coming to hang out on the podcast. Maybe it was just me peeking into the future. Wishful thinking, right? Bert and Tom coming on the podcast, guys, right? No? No. Okay. I got fucking listen. I got
You
nothing.
should
all right?
try lemon teching eventually. Where
Okay.
you ferment the mushrooms in lemon juice so it go ahead and activates the psilocybin.
I usually drink it with orange juice.
Yeah, orange juice is just the vitamin C that carries it a little bit better.
Yeah, I usually drink. Yeah, so
But the
usually
lemon
drink it
juice,
with orange juice.
I just take it as a shot in lemon juice after letting it sit for like an hour or two.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Right on. All right. That
I've
was the
had so
wishes.
many friends that were like, "You're just weird and intense with it," because I don't like mixing it into juice. I don't like doing anything like that. I either eat it raw or I take the shot of lemon juice.
Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some wonderful news, shall we? Oh, thanks, James Fortney, for being part of the Patreon. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to strap in for this one?
I guess so.
It's
A doozy.
we're gonna
What the fuck?
that should automatically tell you right there, ladies
What
and
the
gentlemen.
fuck?
Hold on, we'll get there. I got you. Let's go to the wonderful country of Brazil, where a woman by the name of Rocha Marales, oh, wrong button, who is 37 years old. Thank you, John, for talking. Was complaining to her mother one day about being single and stressed out and how horrible dating life is. So the mom, being the good mom that she is, made her daughter a rag doll by the name of Marcelio. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It was love at first sight. So much so that an instant romantic relationship began. And Marcelio was not very safe and happened to knock up Miss Rocha Moraes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about a rag doll and a human being. If you don't believe me, there's pictures. And Miss Morales, being the stand-up citizen person that she is, did not want to have a baby out of wedlock and married her rag doll, Marcelio. James, would you like to see pictures?
No,
I fucking guess so.
you're never get that shit out of your fucking head.
Oh God, that is a lot worse than I thought. You're right, Andrea.
Told you. Jesus.
No,
fucking Christ.
why? This isn't burlesque.
So,
People say white people are weird.
mind you, hey. So, since Miss Morales, listen, we are just,
Distasteful joke. I'm sorry.
you're good. That's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. It's distasteful most of the time. Mind you, she didn't want to have, she got knocked up by this Marcelio, the rag doll.
Did the mom put like
Stop.
a loaded dildo?
Hold on. I'm getting there. We are just getting in the tip of the iceberg. So she didn't want to have the baby out of wedlock. So they did get married in front of 250 of their close family and friends.
She's a celebrity? Like what? What do you?
Just a small wedding. It's just a small wedding. A
You're
small
gonna say like
wedding
5?
of family and friends
That's not a small wedding.
of 250 people.
That is not small.
And then they were able to sneak off after the wedding and go to Rio de Janeiro and spend a couple days at a beach house there and have some alone time. So
Did she have to buy 2 plane tickets?
I'm not for sure. I did not ask. I don't. Maybe she considered him a carry-on.
Would have just stuffed him in the luggage.
You think she checked them in?
No, she probably sat next to the motherfucker on a plane.
Yeah.
If she had 250 people show up at her wedding, I'm pretty sure she might have flown private.
Yeah, that's what. Like, that's a celebrity wedding. That's
Not really. I mean, there's a lot of big weddings like that, but that's a big fucking wedding.
That's like an Amish wedding. Like that's some shit.
So, after the honeymoon on May 21st, they welcomed their first child.
Is he made of yarn?
She gave birth at home with a doctor and nurse while streaming it to an audience of 200 people. She says she didn't feel any of the contraction pains, and seeing the umbilical cord and blood made it real.
Oh no.
The birth only took 35 minutes.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no. Can you show this picture? Like, if you need to send it to me because we can't show it, that's fine. It's a fucking yarn baby, ain't it?
Oh. God damn it. Hold on.
Oh my God.
There is the
How
mother.
fucking mental is this bitch?
There is the mother and her child.
How mental is this bitch?
I'm not done. I am not done.
How quick
Now,
was the pregnancy?
I have no idea, but the birth only lasted 35 minutes and it was live streamed to 200 people. I want to highlight that. Are you done? Where are you going? That's the first time. You know this is great when my wife just got up and just walked out of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. She is done. She's checked out. All right. Now, don't worry, everyone. Everyone is at home. They are happy and healthy and living a great lifestyle. Now, Miss Morales, is that Rocha Moras? Does say she is a little stressed out, being the only breadwinner at home. She says her only downfall with her husband is that he is lazy and doesn't work. But she is a warrior.
I feel like this is not self-aware at all.
But she says she is a warrior and will carry on to support her family. She says her marriage is wonderful. Marcelo understands her. He gets her. They don't fight.
Yeah, because he doesn't fucking talk.
It's only a guy that is gonna understand you, bitch.
He is a wonderful husband and father, she says. Now,
as being a deadbeat father, while being in presence, being a good father.
Now,
wonder if he doubles up as a punching bag. What if she's really abusive?
I think she might be. I'm pretty sure that
try not to laugh at that one. That's all.
Now, she says that Marcelo is such a great husband that he is the envy of all the ladies. All the ladies want him.
Well, he has replaceable dicks, so.
All right. Now, she does say she does get very upset when people think, I'm going to try to do this with a straight face, so try not to stay with me. She does get upset when people think that their love is fake because she is a woman of character and she was raised by a good mother and a good father to be an honest person.
You're not even being honest with yourself, bitch. Like you're living a lie to yourself.
This lady is fucking a rag doll. And says she got
the
nothing.
way you say doll.
Doll. She is fucking a rag doll. I don't give a shit. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Kiss my ass. Fuck off. She is fucking a rag doll.
I hope it's like a screw-in dildo thing.
I don't know. I wish they had. Is it weird that I want to see his penis? I want to see the rag doll's penis.
Now you're.
I think we also.
Side.
Thanks, James. I think I just floated over. But this is one of those times where I have to see the penis. I want to see what fucking Marcelo's packing. If he's truly the envy of all the ladies, he's such a wonderful husband. Wife. By the way, I think I found the title of the podcast this week. I have to see the ragdoll's penis.
Andrew, wouldn't Marcelo be a little bit easier to live with than John?
Maybe.
I don't blame him.
So her mom made this for her.
Yes.
Okay. The mom and the dad and this lady should all be committed in a fucking mental ward.
I don't. Do you think the dad is even involved with this? I'm pretty sure the dad, because the only thing to mention of the dad was he helped raise an honest person. I'm pretty sure the dad was honest with himself and leaped off a
He
very
checked out a
tall
while
building.
ago.
He leaped off a tall building a long time ago. Listen, people, if you have don't think like that. But I'm pretty sure he thought he was a bird.
Oh,
Did I go over the line, or are you still flabbergasted?
I am.
I can't believe you just got up and walked the fuck out on this one.
This is beyond fucking ridiculous.
like, yeah, what are your options to do if your daughter?
This is beyond ridiculous.
Oh, yes. What is your options if your daughter is doing this? Like, can you try to help them get some mental help? Because
You
that's
made
some
it.
serious shit.
Her mom made
Clearly
it for
not.
her.
Her mom leaned into it.
That also, maybe as like the dad, yeah, it doesn't seem like the dad could have done shit really. Besides just be like, peace. Like, go start a new family or end the family.
Like, what? Okay, so let's digest here. Where shall we begin with it? There was so many layers to this.
The fact that the mom is feeding into this is creepy as shit.
Not just the mom. There was 250 people that showed up to the wedding, and then another 200 people that fucking watched the live stream of her giving birth to the ragdoll. Let's not forget about it's just not.
And
the
I'm
mom
pretty
and
sure
dad.
the mom made the baby.
It's impossible, people. She really didn't give birth to a fucking ragdoll.
We know this. Like everyone on the planet
She
knows
doesn't know this.
except for the blood in the umbilical cord really made it real.
Did she shove it in like up in herself? And, like, did she get like a bag and then just like, whoo?
Do you think there was a nurse that was sitting there and was like, "You want me to do what?" Okay,
And then,
then
yeah,
there's,
it
like,
seemed like it was kind of short because that's what she had to pay for it.
and just like they just had like an extra umbilical cord with some blood in a trash bag, and just like, all right, push, and just
In
cut the bag,
Brazil, I guess you can do that.
and it just watched it hit the floor.
They just made it sterile, made sure the blood types are okay, I guess.
They
Like,
probably just, well, it's Brazil.
I don't know what the fuck.
It was probably Brazil, so probably wasn't a human umbilical cord. It was probably just like a pig's intestine with some fucking blood in it. Okay,
Oh,
where am I going over the line? Just tell me.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
yeah, because it seems like something got shoved up in her.
No, I'm pretty
If
sure
it
there
was
was
a live stream.
there was a nurse. There was someone underneath the table that just cut open the bag, and it just fell on the floor.
Why would you play into her fucking psychosis?
Money.
If you're getting paid,
Besides the mom.
no, the mom's just fucked also.
And if you're a medical professional, fucking shame on you. You should have your license suspended.
I don't think the nurse and the doctor were real.
No. God, no.
Like,
I
they
think
are-
it's possible.
I don't think. I bet they were.
I do
I bet
not.
they were actor. Well, it was Brazil, so you could probably just pick up a doctor off the street that says they were a doctor.
At
I'm
that
not trying
point,
to
you
sound
could have brought in
ignorant.
fucking Yoda, and he would have been like,
What's that?
I'm your doctor." So she wouldn't have fucking known.
You
the
could have brought
difference.
in a dude dressed up as a T-Rex, and she would have was like, "Thanks, doc."
Yeah, and I
When
get
did we
that,
get to-
but I'm not trying to sound ignorant. But I think in that area you could just hire the doctors or pay for the doctor's time, and
Here's my question: like, what
what
doctor leaned
fuck?
into this one? Was like there's a doctor with an addiction or a gambling that fucking performed
exactly?
this.
That's my thought. Is that
This
they're
is-
just paying for their time.
Did it really give you a headache?
Yes.
Oh, but hey, just wait for the Reddit stories. You better buckle in today. All right. Should we move on?
Yeah.
I think
please.
so.
All right.
Jesus.
I'd
It's a
rather
fucking
sit
hell.
through hours of
Okay, we're done.
Paris
Let's-
penis or whatever the fuck
let's
that guy's
all
name
right.
was.
Let's get to
Pierce Paris. Yeah.
the last news story, and then we got to take a small little break. There's nothing better than honest criminals, right, guys? It makes good stories. So I love
Yeah.
honest criminals. And now let's go to James' birth state and
Yeah,
everyone's favorite state in the union, and everyone's favorite rapper, Flo Rida. Let's go to Florida,
no.
where
No.
one man is going to have to pay a $700 fine and do 25 hours of community service after he called the 911 back in March to have police come do a quality control check on the meth that he had just bought. Thomas Colucci, 41, said he had just bought the stash from an individual that he had just met at the bar and wasn't sure if he could, the gentleman that he bought it from could be trusted.
You're fucking joking, right?
I'm not making it.
I get it.
Meth specifically, it makes more sense because coke makes people
Yeah.
have an adversary to people in uniforms. Meth, for some reason, they're somewhat attracted to them.
You know, so he didn't know this guy could be trusted and he didn't want to get burned. You know, so according to sheriffs, Mr. Colucci, he did sample the drugs that are in question, and but he thought they were bath salts. Guess what? He was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It was in fact and meth. So now, as part of the plea deal,
I'm just imagining them be like, yeah, we'll test it for you here. And just as soon as it shows the color, just be like, yeah, turn the fuck around. What were you thinking?
here's my question: the 911 dispatcher, when they got this call,
I'd feed into it and just make it a story.
do you think they just went,
Yep.
"Hey, you guys aren't gonna believe this. Get over here for a minute." Like they called everyone that was like, "If you ain't busy, come here for a minute. Listen to this shit," and put it on speakerphone.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're like, "You want us to do what?" All right, we'll have it all. Are you sure you want us to have an officers come by? Like, Mr. Colucci, are you sure? Like, you do know who this is not Domino's. You do know who you called. Okay, you want us to come do a quality control check on what the drugs that you just bought. Oh, okay, yes, sir. I mean, we'll have an officer there right away. Yes, sir. 30 minutes or less. You got it. Like,
Depending on your state, you can go to hospitals and just go get test kits for free.
clearly he didn't know this.
I
So,
believe Florida is one of them.
so are you
It's a
done? Are
good
you,
one.
Yep.
I'm not as mad at him.
all right.
But yeah.
Actually, I lied. Actually, we were going to finish this news story, and then I have a couple of clips, and then we got to go break. Sorry, a couple other things. All right, sorry. So, but all right. Now, as part of the deal, he has to refrain from drugs and alcohol consumption, and he will be tested regularly. And if he passes all that, all the drug charges will be dropped. So, but if he fails, he does have a drug charge pending, and we'll have to go to court for that.
Is
So,
there a picture of the guy?
there is a picture of the guy. Not as not what you think. I mean, I don't know what
I don't need a mugshot, but I'm just kind of wondering what kind of white dude this is.
why he's got to be white.
I'm just assuming.
Well, okay. Describe the guy real quick before I hit share. What do you think?
Somewhat like you right now.
I'm done.
Did we already warp your brain today?
I just, yep.
That was a fucking good one. Come on.
I'm not even mad at you, buddy. Bravo. Well done. And you nailed it. I nailed it. All right.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Let's get to these clips real quick. And then Jamie.
That was a good one.
Listen, I'm gonna ease in on these couple of these clips because a couple were rough. One of them's rough. We all got dogs.
Aw. The thing's cool as fuck.
It's a badass fucking dog, also.
That dog has better eye-hand coordination than I do, or eye-mouth.
Paw mouth.
Dude, eye-mouth coordination than I do. Jesus, that's impressive.
He's quick with that shit.
Right?
Fast mouth in the wash.
Like, dog is stupid quick. And
The kid eating shit.
Yeah.
I think it's raining.
No, it's not.
I peed on myself.
What?
I peed on myself. I peed on myself.
Oh gosh. Oh god.
To get that on camera, that's amazing.
that poor little girl is going to have to live with that memory forever. Now, the kid peeing himself, that happens to all of us. We still do that every once in a while as adults because we're discussing human beings. That poor girl.
Oh my god.
Dad, it's raining. No, it's not.
It's a core memory we just watched.
I'm glad we have to take about a 10 to 15 minute break because you're going to need it after this one. I can tell. I can tell right now that you're already at a breaking point after Brazil, after going to Florida, and now after this next clip. Like, you're going to need it. You're going to need. You might have to go. You might start smoking again. I hope not, though. Please don't.
If I had some, I would.
So everyone knows that the new TikTok trend of put a finger down is the new Catholic confession, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going around for a minute. But yeah.
People like to overshare on the internet, and well,
That's what my Twitter is.
Put a finger down if you met a girl and things started going well, so she became your girlfriend. And then you started to love each other. And you introduced each other to your families, and then your families started hanging out. And then one thing led to another, and now you're getting married, and then you're buying a house together. You start having kids, and your families are all hanging out, and everything's all fine and dandy until one day the marriage starts to fall apart. And you guys decide that, you're going to get a divorce. And you get a divorce, and then it just so happens that your parents ended up getting a divorce, and her parents ended up getting a divorce, and everything was just a huge giant mess. And now you're all divorced, and the kids are being separated left and right. And then you get a phone call one day that your father starts dating her mother, and you're like, what? And they start dating, and things are starting to get a little serious, and then they ended up getting married, and then you find out that your mother and her father are starting to hang out, and they end up getting married, and now your ex-wife is your stepsister, and your kids are all confused.
Oh my god.
most of the time, this happens in Alabama, and it's a straight tree with no forks. This guy, his poor kids, by marriage, just ended up as their own cousins.
That's pretty good.
Like, how does Christmas work?
Oh, awkward as shit. If I'm that dude, I'll bro, go get
So
a new
your
identity.
dad,
Go get a new identity at that point.
your dad, her mom, your mom, her dad.
That'd be like your parents splitting, your mom getting with my dad, and my mom with your dad, whatever.
That makes us stepsisters, brother and sister.
Correct.
Just fucking weird. People
No,
do know.
you sign out, you move away, you
People do know they can date outside the church. Like they can leave, right? There's the internet. They can go outside of their own town. They can.
if you're at that age, I don't know.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up for the first part of this podcast this week. We're going to take a slight pause for a few, and then come back with our guest, and we'll see in a few. I hope, and give my wife a reset. So, all right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and we have Brendan from the UnChefed podcast. I say that all correctly. I like to trip over my own tongue a lot.
Me too, but no, you nailed it.
Cool. So, UnChefed podcast joining us this week. So Brandon, please introduce yourself, tell everyone they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Sure. My name is Brendan, and I am the host of UnChefed. It's a podcast where we talk about fun food shit. I could go into more detail if you want.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Shout it out. Do what you want to do, man. Keep going. This is your time to shine.
It's my 15th. Yeah, we find interesting stories that really compel us. We think that what we eat, how we eat it, why we eat it, is an interesting conversation. And the more you dig back into history, the more we found out that that's more often than not correct. We found out that the guy who was the inspiration for Indiana Jones teamed up with Teddy Roosevelt to try and get the country to eat hippos instead of cows at one point, and that was something actually went to the floor of Congress. So finding little stories like that it's my bread and butter. It's I get excited. I love talking about it. So yeah, we just decided to dedicate a whole those kinds of stories.
That's awesome. That's like you like those fun little nuggets of knowledge, like why the United States isn't on the metric system is because of pirates.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that weird fun story. That yeah. So when Thomas Jefferson, when he was like Secretary of State, he invited this gentleman from like a professor to teach to tell Congress about how the metric system is better and than what we were on. And on the way over, the ship got raided by pirates and he got kidnapped, and they offered a ransom, and the United States said, fuck off. And they ended up killing him or ended up dying in a cell. And that's why we're not on the metric system. That's
so appropriate. It's like all these things that you take for, it's like the air that we breathe. You know, we take it for granted that there's just all this really rich history there.
Yeah.
It's always fun to find the weird coincidences on how we ended up where we're at today.
I agree.
So it's always fun.
And do you have any kind of culinary background, or for either you or the other co-host?
Yeah. So I've been a chef for 20 years. The show started out as the pandemic came, it just kind of fucked our industry. I don't think that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I actually did some research, and statistically speaking, when you look at like growth and development and overall revenue in the food world, it is statistically speaking the worst year in history for restaurants. Like since restaurants have been a concept, there hasn't been a worse year to be in restaurants. So my buddy who we both graduated from the CIA together back in 2008.
Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good that you corrected me on that. I actually applied for a passport when I was there, and they asked me my profession. I was just a student, so I was like, I'm a student at the CIA. I ended up getting a phone call from the Central
Intelligence Agency.
Asking why I was trying to pretend to be an agent. I was like, I make food, man. Like that's all.
Yeah, I mean, you threw that at me, and I went, because I was in the Navy for a couple of years and had a couple of those guys board the ship, and I went,
Huh?
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah,
So, but anyways,
it's a distinction worth making. But
For sure.
yeah, I mean, I worked for David Chang for several years. I don't know if you're into food or anything, but
why does that
Yeah.
name sound familiar? David Chang.
he's Momofuku. He's the guy that started Momofuku. So I actually,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah,
I went to culinary school, and just because of where I live in a shitty southern tri-state area, I got burnt out of it pretty quickly. But
Alabama?
absolutely
Where are you
love. I'm a military kid. I'm from Florida. I moved from California to Kentucky, and it just was some shit. And I don't like working in kitchens around here, so just is what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got my start in Alabama, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I spent some time in Kentucky outside of Lexington.
Yeah, yep. I'm in Ashland,
Okay.
the tri-state of West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky.
So you started off in what part of Alabama?
Huntsville,
Okay.
which apparently is making waves as this like really great city, but that wasn't my experience growing
Yeah, I
up.
was about to say it's
Yeah.
like recently.
I used to live in a small town, if you can find it on the map, called Hurtsboro, Alabama.
Oh, really?
For a little bit. So lived down there for a year, right outside of about 30 minutes southeast of Auburn.
Yeah, I've seen
So
it on,
you're,
but I haven't actually been through.
and then I know where I used to go up to Huntsville all the time. So you went from Alabama, starting there, and moved on to
I went to the CIA from Alabama, and
Okay.
then
If you don't mind me, where's that at?
it's in New York. It's in,
Okay, it's in the
Park.
big boy city. Got it.
No, it's not in New York City. It's in
Oh.
Hyde Park, New York. So it's like a
Okay.
2-hour train ride. But we would go into the city and like stodge at restaurants. I stodged at Union Square Cafe. I did a lot of which is another big name. It was like
Mhm.
the ones that got people choice restaurant for like 16 years.
Yeah.
Was Danny Myers, one of Danny Myers. But yeah, you know those names, right? Those are big names.
Yeah, that I'm like,
This is James's
Yeah, this
bread
is
and butter.
my-
So that's why I
yeah.
kind of
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Can I?
I
go for a
went
minute?
from the CIA to Nantucket, cooked on Nantucket for
Hello?
about a year and a half, and then
that's
Oh.
fun.
ended up not being rich enough to make it on Nantucket. So yeah, I went back home for a little while thinking that like I was going to change the food scene, all this new experience, and got like you were saying about the tri-state, I just got burned out on it. I was like, this place sucks. I'm tired of these people. Went back to the city. Like I saw David Chang. This was like 2010. I saw him kind of doing some interesting things. I knew some people that worked for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna go see what that guy's about, and ended up working with him at Sambar for a couple years, for 2 years, 2011 to 2013.
Oh.
Yeah.
Started,
So like some of the big years.
yeah, this is when they started filming Mind of a Chef. This was like he was
Yeah.
kitchens at that point, which was, I'll tell you, he had a bunch of restaurants he had to cycle through. But,
Oh, for sure.
he had Noodle Bar, Mapesh was still around at that point. So he would cycle through them, and when he ended up at your restaurant, it was terrifying because you'd see him like outside just putting a chef coat on. You're like, fuck, because when you find like one person and he'd walk up to you and like everything you did, he would just like micromanage you to help.
Yep. Make sure that you're doing everything. Yeah.
But he would pick one person, and there was like, I'm not talking about like just being like, he would come over and he'd be like, you need to correct, and then he'd knock over your Mies or something. He'd be like, clean that up. Why aren't you cleaning it up fast enough? It's like, you made the mess, motherfucker. You know. But like this was a thing that he would do publicly in front of all the other cooks. So to like kind of keep us on our A games, because like we didn't want to draw any attention, because he didn't start doing that until he saw somebody made a mistake, and then you were basically like, he was going to be on you for the rest of the night. And we called that getting Chang banged. It was a thing nobody knew about, but it was like the most stressful thing I've never.
Oh, I can't fucking.
So what was it like getting chain bang?
I mean, just listen to the name, you know.
Yeah, I know. It just like I just wanted like, were you just sitting there sweating bullets the entire time? Just
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I mean, well, it makes you make more mistakes,
Yeah.
right? You
Well, I don't know if you. Well, I don't know if some
Nobody-
people rise to the occasion, other people just crumble.
well, there are people that crumble worse than others. I mean,
Yeah.
I several times where I'd be, I'd have to run downstairs for something. There'd be somebody like crying in the walk-in. I'm
Oh,
like, hey, gotta get the pickles real quick.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the walk-in and be like, I hope that
Did our internet freeze?
I don't know.
guy's okay. And then,
That's
like,
kind of
Oh.
part of the funny and what I liked about restaurant work, but that's also what burnt me out of like seeing those moments of like people really fucking struggling and just like wanting to just leave and end it, just drive off a
So-
bridge
yeah,
because of some shit a manager said.
I've seen
That's
some
crazy.
and it's funny when you burn out in the restaurant industry, it's not like you burn out hard. Like I've seen people, they didn't go from like Momo Food. When I was at Sambar, it was rated the 27th best restaurant in the world by San Pellegrino. But like when people left Sambar, they didn't go to like, a less stressful kitchen down the road. They like, you'd be like, hey, what happened to Tyler? It's like, oh, he's a weatherman now. It's like they just
Yeah,
changed professions.
Just completely changed. All
I
right.
went to computer science. Yeah, like
Exactly. Like you don't like step down. You're just like, I gotta scrub this out of my system. I guess maybe I could be a door-to-door salesman. Like it opens up your like, what am I willing to do with my life?
It really
Don't do
does.
door to door. Trust me, not great.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
do
sure-
that. All right. So we like to play this little game called Trivia for the Weird. Most people will bleach their brain afterwards when we're done. But this week's pretty easy. I knew you were coming on, so I made most of them. I went and dug through and found them all geared towards food.
Oh, nice.
So I hope you enjoy this.
Yeah.
So as we're sitting there chit chatting, we'll just add some questions into there. All right. So let's do with question number one.
Okay.
Brendan, Jamie, then my wife. How about that? We'll go
Yep.
that way for this one. According to a survey, this is the least favorite side dish of the Thanksgiving table. I'm easing into this week. I'm not going full bore.
Okay.
Is it A, cranberry sauce, B, stuffing, C, mashed potatoes, or D, yams? And
And
no,
this- Me specifically?
Yep.
Yeah.
You think yams?
I think it's between cranberry and yams.
I think it's between cranberry and yams, but like I know people that live and die by cranberry sauce. That might be throwing me off.
I have the same experience, so I'm
I
saying
think- when I
yams
think-
also.
When I think yams at the Thanksgiving table, I think about that like marshmallow disaster,
Yep.
like
And that's my favorite stuff. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like it.
yeah.
I'm not a yams guy and I'm not a cranberry sauce guy, but I know people who will literally get in fist fights over it because they'll argue on what's better.
Yeah.
So, and no, my wife can't see this, so she always loses this game. So I don't know if that's a win for you. Actually, I'd consider that a win. So James, what do you think?
Yams.
I also went yams.
Everyone went yams. You guys are all wrong.
Of course.
It's cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Dude, my homemade cranberry sauce is legit. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm not a cranberry sauce guy.
It's good.
Yeah, my mom will fight someone if they don't have cranberry sauce. So
Is your mom one of the? My dad's that way.
I made it for your dad.
Yeah.
I think you get like the loyalists for cranberry sauce. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it's one of those instances where like the smallest party has the loudest voice. But
Hmm.
if you're
I
talking
think
that,
so. Yeah.
that jelly shit that comes out of a can and looks
That's
like
horrible.
a can, that is bad. That is pretty bad.
That is terrible.
No, it made
My
the whole
mom
house
fucking
smell good when I
loves
made it.
Slices
So
of the can.
Yeah. It's
Ugh.
my thing.
All right.
Okay,
Question.
Walnuts on it, it'll be all right. I'm like, no, it won't.
No,
Like, it's not-
no, there's nothing you can do with that. Question number two. Not everybody wants to taste the entire rainbow. Which Skittle color was voted least favorite flavor in a survey? James, we'll go with you this time. Is it A, yellow, the lemon one, B, orange, C, purple, which is grape, or D, which is red, the strawberry?
I'm saying purple. There's a lot of people that don't like grape. I love grape.
I love grape.
I love grape. Everyone loves
Give
grape.
me
I
that
think.
dollar store grape soda.
There you go.
The Fago. Yep, Fago.
No, just the grape. It just says grape on the can.
Yeah.
It's got like the computer generated bubbles that don't really look like
Yeah.
It looks like laundry detergent instead of grapes instead of soda.
Dude, that is just pure sugar with like
Oh,
some
it's carbonated syrup.
Ugh, but it's so good. Wife,
I picked A, which was yellow.
yellow.
I feel like it's either yellow or orange, but I think the yellow is statistically like I remember what was it? Starburst, where they were like, we changed yellow for like they traded out a color or something. Maybe I'm just like
I think you're correct though on that. I remember Starburst getting rid of a flavor and swapping it out with them, and then people raised bitch about it, and they brought it back.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with lemon too. Yellow. I think it's yellow.
It is a yellow.
Woohoo.
Dang it.
Jamie, you usually like are on fire with these questions. Usually, but now that
I've
I
had
geared
a lot
up
of
to,
people that just can't stand artificial grape.
but
See, I can't stand artificial strawberry, but I love the red Skittles.
I love
But
grape.
if you
Yeah.
gave me like a strawberry soda, I'd vomit. Like, nope.
I'm that way with artificial banana.
Michelle's the same way.
I don't know
I'm
why.
in the world that likes artificial, like the banana runts. That was like,
I love the banana runs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm that weirdo.
Oh,
I would
I
eat
like
a
banana soda.
peanut butter banana sandwich. So
artificial banana just does not good with me. So
Every
Okay.
once in a while, I can find banana soda. It's the best thing ever.
yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's got to be cold though. I feel like there's
Oh
a,
yeah.
as soon as it starts getting warm, it gets like, you know how some things just need to be cold.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw this. I have a Fanta can on my hand. So
I thought you were waiting to fart at me. I'm like,
what
I
the
have a
hell?
problem with fruit sodas.
Yeah, I mean it's good. But
I don't
like,
drink soda, so
I don't really either. I think I've hit that point in my life where I'm drinking seltzer water, like thinking about my mental health and shit.
I saw.
While sipping on whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is rum, man.
Yes.
Imported.
He's a smart man.
Yeah.
What is it? Question number 3?
Yep.
Question number 3. No, it's not ketchup. The best-selling sauce in America is. We'll go. What? Andrea, Brendan, Jamie. Is it A, barbecue sauce, B, applesauce, C, mustard, or D, mayonnaise?
Applesauce isn't fair. Why is that part of this?
You know what? I like all of these. I'm gonna go barbecue sauce because I'm thinking what everybody likes. There's a lot of people that hate mayo. There's a lot of people that hate mustard. I could squeeze both of them in my mouth and be content with life. So
Is this counting restaurants?
I'm gonna go barbecue sauce. Oh fuck, that's A.
Yes, A is barbecue sauce.
I wrote B like a dumbass. I'm looking at it. So
That would be applesauce, but you said A.
Writing things down.
Yeah, we keep score.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna
You don't have to try.
not
Trust
do
me. Most people, we just like to keep score for bragging rights.
he wants me to, yeah. So I just
that. Okay. When I think about walking through a supermarket, I think about the size of the section. And you look at barbecue sauce. If you were to say like the top selling barbecue sauce versus the top selling ketchup, I bet ketchup would have barbecue sauce beat. But if you look at the aisle, there's like,
a ton.
what do you have? You have like Bullseye, Sweet Baby Ray's,
Freaking Kraft even has a barbecue sauce.
That's just disgusting.
whole shelf just dedicated to barbecue sauce. And I can't think of mayonnaise or applesauce doing like demanding that much shelf space at a grocery store. So I got to agree with you on barbecue sauce.
I think I'm on the same page. Barbecue sauce.
You're all wrong. It's
Mayonnaise.
D, mayonnaise.
See, there's almost everybody I know is like "Ugh, mayo. I love mayo.
I love mayo as well.
I do not do your Miracle Whip.
It has to be
but-
because you use mayo for cooking, right? Like a lot of people, like a lot of
That's why I
more
was asking
recipes.
about restaurants.
Uh,
He's like, there's gallons of mayo.
So here's the thing, like if you count mayonnaise and like Caesar dressing and ranch,
And all
Oh.
that, yeah.
yeah.
then that's like a different story, and I could see that. But
Honey mustard.
Yeah, that's the only way I could think of that being possible because I thought all the same when I was doing this. I thought the same.
See, I was
as you.
thinking like just households because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that don't like mayo. But I mean, shit, use
Yeah.
it for potato salad. And
that they have to be counting restaurants there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I mean, I've also met the weird people that put barbecue sauce on fucking everything, and I hate those people.
I mean, barbecue sauce is just like, a byproduct of not really having good cuts of meat.
Yeah.
Like,
He is
it's
correct.
Good.
Or someone who doesn't know what they're doing on the cook.
That's right. Yeah.
When it comes to smoking meat, If you're dumping sauce on it, then you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Or people just have no taste buds and they're fucking out of their goddamn mind.
So when you make a brisket and I pour the coffee sauce over
It
it,
kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, but I know you enjoy it.
we make the coffee sauce
For the brisket.
specifically for the brisket.
Yes, I know, because it goes so well together. And they do match up and it does enhance it. But
Well, I mean,
I
there's a
agree.
distinction between like cooking the cut
Yeah.
with sauce and then like having to get a secondary sauce.
He will never cook it with sauce. Does it need it? No. But does the coffee barbecue sauce we make accent the
No.
flavor of the brisket? Hells yeah, it does.
Yeah. It would like this.
cooking a short rib without some kind of like, you know, shoe. Like it's not a thing that you do. You have to cook in the sauce and you get like that nice sticky
Mhm.
and braised cut the same way. So I mean, do you need it? Like if you do a hot smoke, you don't need it. But again, like when it's cooking together and it's all marrying and you're making it yourself, like that's different from getting like a bottled sauce that's just sugar.
Some sweet baby rays.
Barbecue.
Oh, don't bring up Kraft barbecue sauce. That is the worst shit in the world. I don't know. Oh. All right, question number 4.
Yep.
According to the FDA, the average person consumes about a pound of this in their food each year. Is it A, fecal flakes,
Nice.
B, human hair, C, untraceable chemicals, or D, insects? Brendan, we'll go with you.
I mean, I feel like insects is the easy answer here. So I'm going to go with insects, D.
I also went with insects.
James.
I want a pound of human hair. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's like one of my braids. I have so much hair. I have so much hair.
That is a
of mine,
lot.
maybe, but it's still like, Jesus Christ.
Wasn't there some girl that had to get a hairball
Yes.
removed? It was like a 10-pound hairball that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, we find
part
weird
of
shit.
My strange addiction stuff. That's not normal.
Yeah.
I think insects is the easy answer.
You guys are all correct. It is
Yeah.
D. All right.
Fecal flakes, that's not gonna add up to a pound.
How do you like
That's-
measure
that's
fecal
so
flakes?
much.
Anyway, like seems like like once they who like the fecal flakeometer, like what do you
Like, I would love to know how much, like, how they figured out the poundage of fecal flakes.
Yeah. Oh, well,
The
apparently
poundage.
it didn't. If that was like that wasn't the answer. So nobody.
Yeah.
There could be like an unknown amount. I mean, that could be the amount of fecal flakes
Yeah.
we eat. Or we just don't have the technology to like.
Why are they called fecal flakes?
Yeah, flake just seems like the wrong descriptive term to me.
Why does fecal flakes sound like a video that we would have watched on the live stream on Thursday? Like,
Is
why
a
does that?
dingleberry a flake?
I think it's more of a berry.
It doesn't make it better though. I mean, it sounds like fish food, honestly. Like you,
Yeah.
make
Like
flakes, you got like a little sprinkling in the food just to meet the
What
FDA.
you feed the
5.
fish their own shit to attract them.
Man.
All right. Question number 5. Eating large doses of the toxic compound called. Yep. You just go ahead and read that question, man, because I'm going to fuck it all up.
Glycocolloid can cause diarrhea, vomiting, or even death. Which common side dish contains this compound and the levels aren't reduced during cooking? Eating large doses of the toxic compound called glycocolloid. What is it found in?
Yeah.
You gotta
it's a-
read it.
So A, corn on the cob, B, Brussels sprouts, C, broccoli, or D, potatoes. James,
Brussels sprouts,
is that because I look like one right now?
somewhat.
Thanks, buddy.
I think it's more cauliflower you look like.
I'm not real happy with you.
Which one did he pick?
He's picked Brussels sprouts.
Okay. I went C. I went broccoli.
So what was it? It was Brussels sprouts is B, broccoli is B, potatoes is B.
Corn, Brussels sprouts, corn on the cob, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, or potatoes.
And the resulting problem is diarrhea.
Mhm.
Diarrhea,
If you eat,
vomiting.
yeah.
Flaky poo.
Mhm.
Shit. Well, what food do I associate corn?
Is that just because it all comes out looking the same?
I have no idea. Like I don't know what the answer to this is, so I'm just gonna say corn.
It's D, potatoes.
Rip.
Huh. I was going Brussels sprouts just because it was like the most odd out of the choice.
I just went broccoli because a lot of people I know when they eat broccoli, they get gassy and shit. So
Potatoes do have I knew it wasn't those because they're in the same family. Broccoli and Brussels sprouts are both brassica. They're in the brassica family.
Yeah.
Potatoes do have a mild toxin, but it's called solanine, and it's something that develops like as it gets green. That's actually like a nauseating, like kind of poison. But I don't think I've
Jesus.
ever heard like glyco, whatever that was.
glycocolloid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn,
All
I was hoping.
Well,
I'm guessing
gly
it would
means
be
sugar.
So
So
it's probably
like glucose, all that's like glucose means sugar. So
Mhm.
something with that is sugar related.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm guessing it would be a specific type of potato that produces this. But
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
Well,
So-
potatoes are starchy anyway.
so,
maybe that.
who knows?
Okay. Anyway.
26.69 seconds. Michelle Lesko broke a record for the fastest time in A, defeating 10 ninjas, B, eating a big bowl of pasta, C, finishing a book report, or D, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you haven't noticed, there's a trend through all these. I always like to throw a softball in here for everyone. So, wife,
Can I make a peanut butter and jelly faster than
26
In
seconds?
26 seconds,
26.69 seconds.
I'm gonna go. She ate a big ass bowl of pasta.
What was her name again?
Michelle
Michelle something.
Lesko.
Let's go. Sounds like a pasta eater to me. I'm gonna go with pasta.
I think you can make a PB&J in like 15.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah, dude, you can finish.
Even if
PB&J
you got to
pretty quick.
spread the peanut butter,
Mm-hmm.
like, nah. Oh, yeah. Bowl pasta.
It was bowl of pasta.
Mhm.
I always throw a softball in there just in case that the questions start getting too weird, but I forgot I did it easy this week.
Yeah, the ninjas didn't seem very thematic.
Defeated 10 ninjas. Like, was she playing a video game?
Yeah.
Was she?
She's fucking Uma Thurman.
I like that the
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I put like making a peanut butter jelly sandwich and 10 ninjas at like the same difficulty level.
You just got to heat up the peanut butter. What are we at?
I don't know
Question.
why I was so
Six.
stuck on the
I lied,
PB&J.
7.
What'd you say?
I was so stuck on the PB&J. I was just thinking about that. Of like, how long would it take me?
All right. So, which of these canned foods is not real? So, which of these canned foods is not real? Is it A, canned bird's nest drink,
What?
a canned bird's nest drink? Is it B, canned creamed pasta or possum? C, canned pork brains, or D, canned rabbit eyes? One of those things is not real. So you have bird's nest drink, cream possum, pork brains, or rabbit eyes. Brendan?
Should I go through my logic for why I'm about to
Oh, please do. These are the best
I
parts.
got some logic for someone. Yeah.
Okay. So bird's nest soup is a thing. It's these
Yes.
hollows and I think China. I could be wrong about their location, but they make nests out of their
Yes.
saliva. So that's like a real thing. So I'm sure that that's right. Cream possum sounds like it's a very non-specific part of the animal, and it sounds very much like something that could be real. It's not a regulated animal though. You know, like rabbits and pigs are both like, you know, they're things that you'll see on the stores at a supermarket, but you won't see a possum because there's no like possum farms. There's no, you know, but that being said, like I know butchers up here where I am that like, you know, you have to, in order to sell things, especially if those things are going to cross state borders, you have to be inspected by a USDA certified butcher, and they keep parts of the animal to avoid like infestations and outbreaks and whatever have you. Like I knew a chicken farmer who never got to keep the legs from his chicken because they would keep the feet. Like they would just, when you broke it down, they would keep parts of the animal. And I feel like it's between rabbit eyes and cream possum, because cream possum is not like a regulated animal. I can't see you like stuffing it in cans in any kind of like huge numbers. But rabbit eyes are, I'm going to say rabbit eyes. I'm going to go with rabbit eyes. I don't think that you put a number on how many cans of possum are out there. It could be like just one little 5 and dime in the middle of, West
Arkansas.
Yeah,
Dad
exactly.
has one.
Yeah. What's that?
My dad has one.
What's that?
A can
Of-
of possum.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
oh, what'd you go with,
I went with bird's nest drink.
I was
James?
I
Well, you broke that down
I guess
perfectly, by the
rabbit
way.
eye. But to me, like the pig's brain, I used to be able to buy that in California because of the chorizo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, everyone else makes kind of sense to me besides possum and rabbit, but
Which one are you picking?
rabbit,
Okay.
because I'm just hoping that's not real.
So
I mean, we're
Oh,
actually
gosh.
solving a math equation here or something like
Yeah.
there's
Oh no.
I know.
it's all guessing. It's just like educated guessing.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So
I
I
don't
knew
wanna
about
see a
I
can
knew
of
about the
rabbit
canned
eyes.
possum. I knew about the canned possum because I've also seen it like on road trips at like gas stations and stuff like that. I remember that. I knew about the bird's nest soup. So I assume there's a bird's nest drink.
Mhm.
And me being a half Mexican and going and seeing family in California and going to the like the authentic Mexican stores, I know about the pig brains. So it was D, canned rabbit eyes.
Nice.
So
You can also get armadillo meatloaf in a can.
yes, you can, and yes, you can.
Does it taste
So
good?
no.
I'd be
So
down to try it.
question number 8. The item with the most calories at McDonald's isn't a burger. Which menu item clocks in at 1,090 calories? Is it A, a large raspberry triple thick milkshake?
Jesus.
B, 20-piece box of chicken McNuggets? C, large McCafe Oreo Frappuccino? Or is it D, the big breakfast with hotcakes? Jamie, kick it off with you.
Big breakfast.
D, the big breakfast. Wife,
I also went D.
Brendan.
Again, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna guess.
Hey, listen,
I'm gonna go with the Oreo. The Oreo.
McCafe thing.
Yeah.
if you win this game, if you win this game, you're pretty much the loser.
Yeah, there's
It-
nothing that
it's
comes with
it's
it at all.
this is doing this game is kind of like playing golf. The less you know, the better.
Ah.
All right. So
over-
don't feel bad for not knowing the question answer. Just go, holy shit, what the fuck is wrong? Like we do. It's fine. You're good. Oh, it's the McDonald's breakfast. I did say that, right?
No, you did not.
Oh, it is the McDonald's breakfast.
Phew. Still got my under par rating.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, let's see who's the leader of the clubhouse right now.
Or me and Brendan are tied.
At
4.
and
Jamie
James.
has. Oh wait, I lied. All 3 of us are tied. 4-4-4.
So everyone's got 4 apiece.
Shit.
Mhm.
So you
So,
both.
All winners.
Yeah. Right now,
Look at
you
us
all
go.
are.
Whatever the image is here.
What question is this?
9.
Question number 9. Jelly beans look shiny and delicious, but dude, you know what gives the candy its shine? Stop it, white lady. I'm high.
Mhm.
The coating is made from a concoction that includes A, shoe polish, B, insect poop, C, B, urine, or D, floor wax. What is B, urine?
B.
B.
Piss.
Yeah. All right, babe, what do you think?
I'm going. I think it's B with insect.
Poop.
Yeah.
Brendan?
Did it say what kind of insect?
Nope.
Just says insect poop.
Insect poop. And then C was bee urine,
No,
B,
C was-
urine.
like bumblebee urine.
Yeah, like a B urine. That's all it says. Like, I guess I would like to know how they collect bee urine.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question right there because like we mass, farm bees. So
Ah,
they get a lot of byproducts out of bees. I'm gonna go with the bee urine, man.
Which one is that? I wrote it.
that
different.
is C. Bee urine is C.
So what was D?
D is floor wax.
That's okay. Yeah. I can't read my own writing.
Yeah, I
James?
think I'm going bee piss.
Bee urine.
Yeah.
It's actually B.
Ha!
Insect poop.
Insect poop.
I saw that on how it's made, by the
I-
way. I knew
I
that.
was trying to look up the facts of it. I already had my decision. I'm not trying to sound like I was cheating.
It had
but,
something to do with cicadas. Like one
sh-
time when the overabundance of cicadas, they did something with their shell, like the shell that they're in,
Uh-huh.
and liquefied it to make the jelly beans. Like, yeah.
That's not poop though.
Well, I mean, that was just something on how it was made
That's
was
disgusting.
eons ago.
Shellac, also known as
good for you.
confectioner's glaze, is made from insect poop.
Yep.
I mean, like, what kind of do they just find like any?
They just like what insects? Like I would like to know. Like
I don't know, but I'd still eat a fucking
From
jelly
a
bean. I don't give
resin
a
oh,
shit.
he's still hammering down jelly beans. Yeah,
Yeah.
Me too, man. Jelly beans are the shit.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Insects are
Made from a resin excreted by the female lac beetle, indigenous to India and Thailand.
Mhm. Look for
How the
black
fuck
ones.
do you find this out?
Google apparently.
Science.
No, like the first person. Like, do you just start like hanging out with a bunch of beetles and you're like, hey, they're shiny.
I mean,
Tasty.
I love the thought of the scientist being there. Like, it's just missing,
Yeah, like
like going through the role in his brain of like every item on Earth. And he's like, I think that bee poop.
Do you like the bee like it pooped on them and it's like, oh, it's really shiny on my skin, and it's kind of sweet. This would be,
I mean, jelly beans aren't like, they joke around about like who squeezed a cow boob and drank the white liquid that came out first.
Yeah.
But that's like a really simple thing. Like it takes a lot of work to make a jelly bean. And then
Yeah.
by the time you get
Yeah.
done with that jelly bean, you're like, I did all this work. I'm
Just-
going to just add a little bit of, bug poop, just to like,
yeah, they're already melting down cows to make
Yeah.
part of a jelly bean with gelatin and stuff.
I wonder if it's even like necessary. Like, what is the bug poop doing at this point?
It
shine.
sounds like it's to make it look fancy.
Gives it that shine. It gives it that
Yeah.
sparkle. Gives it that sparkle.
It literally sounds like that's it.
Well,
I mean, it's not
question
even
is-
the full outer shell that's made of this.
yeah,
that's-
joke. All right, last question. A popular health diet treatment in the 17th century Europe was A, starving yourself on purpose, B, eating foods to make yourself vomit, C, hosting binge and purge parties, or D, cannibalism.
Hmm.
Brendan, I'll let you finish this off.
What was the question again?
A popular health and diet treatment in 17th century Europe was
Yeah, it was. I couldn't remember the time. 7th century. That'd be the 1600s.
Yeah.
What was happening in Europe? You said.
this is Europe.
All right. Let's see if I can call back on my knowledge of what's going on back then. I don't freaking know, man. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with.
You got starving yourself, eating foods to make yourself vomit, or binge and purge parties, or cannibalism.
Is that like high society period? And I feel like it depends on how rich they were. That was right after the Middle Ages. No, that was right after the Renaissance. Renaissance was closing up.
Yeah.
Binge and purge parties. I think that they were like starting to get into like, the socialite part of their history at that point. And I think that, who
C.
hasn't a fun binge and purge party?
I went D, cannibalism.
How does that make you skinnier though? Like humans are fat.
They might have believed that eating the human did other things. So it might have been like a strict diet.
Who
Like,
knows?
If you absorb their energy, if you eat their arm, I don't fucking know.
James,
I really don't.
what do you think?
I feel like you have an assumption of what my answer is going to be, but I think it's purging or binge and purge.
Ha!
I see your
Fuckers.
face.
Jamie, you missed it by a couple of centuries, man. Your dream
It's cannibalism.
is cannibalism.
Are you serious?
It
Yes.
is cannibalism.
I literally wrote D down for you before you even guessed
Yeah.
because I thought because of our conversation the
That's
other
what I
day
thought,
you were gonna
yeah.
go with that. So
That's the reason why I put this question in, because if you guys were paying attention to the live stream, James up this confession that his dream is to eat part of a human, but with
If I can ethically eat part of a human, I would do it. Yes.
but you want to eat the person with the person there.
Yes, that's even better. If I can eat part of a person with that person, then yes.
Welcome to Lost Losers Podcast, Brendan. I hope you're enjoying it.
so I guess I'm the big loser because I won with 6.
You won. You actually won one this week. Congratulations.
Have you heard of Hufu?
I don't think so.
It's tofu that's specifically designed to taste like human.
That's loud.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's a real product. That's a real thing, or at least it was a couple of years ago. Who knows? The pandemic's been hard on businesses. They might have had to shut.
That's a fucking weird one.
Yeah, I mean, it's true though. There was like
I mean, it's not completely the taste. I guess it's part of the taboo of it, and just to have that experience, to say that I was able to eat someone with that person that I'm eating, like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
James, you're a
person. You want to hang out with the person that you're eating.
Yeah, like
Yes.
sit down, have a beer with them as I'm eating their foot taco with them.
Really, and have them be like happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Like
I
the
don't
guy-
want anything. I
So-
don't want anything negative. I want to just like go to a restaurant with the person and have like
There
a
was-
chef cook
so
them
what-
with them.
here. There's a guy in Arizona that got in an accident and lost his foot. So he was able to keep the meat, and he made carne asadas and fed it to his friends.
He made fajitas. Yeah.
Fajitas.
Real thing.
Yeah, this is a real thing. And James is like, I want to be that guy's friend because I want to eat his foot.
Huh.
So don't
Yeah, I
ask.
mean, yeah, whatever. I'm not here to judge.
It's like that's what I mean. It's purely like if I have the ethical
Anyway,
ability.
that might be a little weird, but
Oh, I get that.
So, all right, let's do a couple of real quick Reddit stories. And I'm going to let you know the last one, ladies and gentlemen.
To comfort.
It's one of the reasons why the internet always wins. So it's just fucking hilarious and it's really offensive. So I had to put it in. All right, let's start off with this one, shall we?
Medical professionals of Reddit share their shocking stories. Part 4. I was the patient actually. I was sideswiped by a car, then ran over by the truck behind while cycling to work. I was essentially impaled by my right femur, which shattered my pelvis and shoved bone fragments into my guts. Last thing I remember before I got knocked out for surgery was the surgeon telling me everything was going to be fine, and it was all routine.
Yeah, no.
I didn't wake up for a month. When I did, I was missing the entire left leg, and most of the muscle tissue in the right. I was too weak to move much, couldn't talk because I had a tube through my neck, and I was very uncertain about reality due to what I went through in my coma. Parades of doctors came to tell me how I should be dead, and it's crazy that I lived. I was told over and over that my survival was very much against all odds. My surgeon, on the other hand, never said anything like that. He always maintained that he was going to get me through. His attitude honestly helped when I had to go back to his table a few more times before I was done. For 4 years, I kind of blew off the people who made a big deal about my survival. I adopted my orthopedic doctor's attitude. Then I met a woman who's in the medical field. I fell in love and eventually trusted her enough to let her read my medical records. I had never read them because it's a massive pile of paperwork. She broke down crying and couldn't read anymore. She told me that the beginning of my time in the hospital was full of the type of write-ups you find in the morgue. She told me that when they opened me up, bits of my pelvis fell out. I asked her to stop there. She won't read anymore, and I don't want to know anymore. I now know my doctor has one hell of a poker face.
Fucking good on him.
yeah.
So his femur impaled him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Shattered his pelvis and bone fragments went into his intestines, his guts.
That's not good.
So technically, like medically speaking, he should have bled out. Like he should not have lived at all.
Can't you go into like sepsis if your intestines are ruptured?
Yes.
Isn't that what- sepsis is like a death sentence almost. Like that's
Pretty
that's-
much
So he was in a coma for how long? He
a
said
month.
a month. And it goes, I didn't know if this was real or not because of what I seen in my coma. So he died a couple of times, right? Like he had
I
to.
don't think so. My mom had an experience when she was in her coma.
I mean,
Like,
death is a hard thing to qualify in a situation like that, you know? Like what you're saying is he had to have like seen some kind of afterlife. Is that,
oh yeah, he's seen something. Like he went over, touched something.
She did as well.
Yeah.
So
Saw the DMT jesters.
Yeah.
I imagine like you go that, so when you're in a coma like that with that kind of like body trauma, even if your body doesn't die in the way that we understand it to die, you know, like your functions can keep self-replicating and keep the body alive. Like you cease, at the very least, you cease being a human for a while. You know,
Yeah.
you're not like, concerned about like the things that humans are driven by, like finding food, making somebody you like laugh, punishing your enemies, you know, like shit like that. So you get back into the real world, and I imagine it's like, oh fuck, I gotta be a human again for a little while. So it's like it's a kind of death, like an emotional death of sorts, kind of like filter out.
I couldn't, like, first of all, I couldn't imagine being in a coma, and second of all, being one in a month is insane enough. But and then on top of that, to basically have this guy who is just like, oh, big deal. I survived this horrific accident. Big deal until like 4 years later, where his girlfriend just breaks down crying in front of him and saying, do you know your pelvis literally fell out of you? That
Man, how did they put it back in? Like
it has to be artificial. That would be my guess. You otherwise you're playing with fucking like cement glue.
Yeah. They had to have reconstructed it with like,
if it was possible to reconstruct it. I mean, if it's shattered.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh no, I meant reconstruct it with like something artificial. I didn't mean like glue all the bone fragments back together.
No, that's like
They
replaced, like a hip replacement. So basically he's bionic.
They use a lunch tray.
Just like one of those like lower, like you ever see the movie Short Circuit? It's like that robot triangle. Yeah, exactly. Got like the whole bottom part of him is Johnny Five now.
Yeah. Barry from Archer. Barry from our other Barry from Archer.
Barry bagging some tea.
Barry bagging some tea. Brandon, you married? Have kids?
I do.
You do? Welcome for that. So it's always interesting.
I'm like, yeah, I got a beautiful wife. I definitely married up, and I'm a stepfather, but you know, that's she's been my kid for 5 years. She's my daughter. So.
Same. I have three stepkids. I treat them exactly like mine. 9 years? Yeah.
Not the stepdad, the dad who stepped up. That's what I've been told. Like I always like that.
Yeah, man. That's why I kind of look at it as well. But the getting to know the person when you first move in with them is always the interesting experience, right? So I already fucked you up earlier today. Like if you listen to the first half of this podcast later, my wife kind of had a mental breakdown. I think we might do it again right now. So let's poor James. James, are you okay over there, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm shaking my head for you.
For me or for him?
Yes.
All right, strap in, everybody.
My partner holds funerals for his poo. I, 32F, have recently moved in with my partner, 43M, of 2 years very recently. We met during COVID and he's been very hesitant to allow me to move in as he's very religious and he's worried about how his family and friends will view him. As far as they're aware, he's a virgin and he's saving himself for marriage.
Let me know if you need me to
having a
pause.
female partner living with him is a big deal for these people who seem to love to pry into others' lives. Anyway, I'm getting distracted and venting, sorry. To the real issue at hand, we'd never really spent more than a night together before I moved in, so some habits of his I wasn't aware of until we shared a roof. He's a lot messier than I am, but with some guidance I think we can work that one out. He mutters to himself a lot, but he passes that off as praying to God. That's just a couple of habits of his I've noticed since moving in. One thing he does is he says grace not only before meals, but before any food he eats. He thanks the Lord and all that, which I guess I'm okay with. I'm not religious at all, but I've always been of the mindset that people should be able to practice their religion as long as it doesn't affect others. It does kind of embarrass me when we're out for dinner or with other people and he makes a show of praying to and thanking God for his food, so I've taken to avoiding meals with other people. Okay, so the really weird thing he does, is that I've heard him essentially saying grace when he's in the bathroom, just before flushing. Our walls are thin and you can hear a lot through the closed bathroom door, and his style of saying grace is very distinctive. I know I shouldn't eavesdrop, but I have now on occasion, and what sounds like him saying grace is essentially him thanking God for the food's safe passage through his body and holding a sort of funeral for his turds, bidding them well on their journey and delivering them into the hands of God. He always signs off with "until we meet again," which I find an insane concept to say to one's own poo. I can deal with his religious tendencies and whatever, but the idea of him kneel down over a full toilet praying to his shit is on another level, and it's making me have negative thoughts towards our relationship. I don't even know how I can bring this up with him. It just makes me want to bail. Any advice would be great. Am I actually just meant to just ask him why he prays to his poo? Is this a regular thing that religious people do? Like, grace when food goes in and grace when food comes out?
And this is why I don't feel bad when I say it's a cult.
What's a cult?
Christianity.
Like,
I'll be the one to throw it out there. You would have lost me after you're praying over every meal. I'm not a religious person. I don't down people for their beliefs. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I mean, I could
And
even
the cult
I
thing
could
is
even
mostly a joke.
overlook
Yeah.
the praying at every meal. But if you're making a fucking debacle about it in front of people, like in your own home, that's cool. You're out in public and you're just like, oh, but praying over your shit because God safely let your food fucking pass through you, get out. He needs to go marry the fucking dumb bitch that went with the sock monkey. Like, for real. That is just, that's insane. That is completely fucking insane. It is nuts. You're going to pray because you just had shit come out of your ass. It's a human function, you fucking retard. God didn't make you do it. You shit. You eat, you shit. Dog shit. God. Fuck.
it only took 101 episodes, but we finally fucking broke her.
On to poop funerals then? Is that the idea here?
This
that whoever that person is, male or female, whatever, because it wasn't distinctive, I don't want to assume, needs to fucking run. Next thing you know, you're gonna wake up over a fucking cross and like being blessed and shit, and fucking holy water being sprayed on you and shit. Be like, oh, I need to cleanse you. Yeah.
With that level of religious, we know that he's a guy. With that level of religious shit, I'm pretty sure it's not a dude riding.
Well, I don't want to assume, and if I assume it's a woman, they'll.
No, it said right at the beginning that
he's a virgin. They think his family still thinks he's a virgin, so it's a guy.
Okay, so clearly he's not a virgin, so he's lying, and he's not married. So by his religion, he is already fucking going to hell because he didn't wait until he was married and then do
even Jesus test drove the car before he bought
the
it.
fucking whatever that's called, where you wait until you're married to have sex.
Yeah, the guy's dumb. Like, I don't know, a 43-year-old dude that does like
weird.
I almost don't feel like I need to waste a lot of brain on this guy. But I would say this, like, different for like, if the roles were reversed and it was a guy who was saying that about a woman, then
She better be hot.
I could see guys being like, she's so kooky, she's so crazy, but there's like quirky. There's like a fear element, I think, for women where it's like, now I've learned that there's like this hidden side to a guy, and that can be like dangerous, you know. But for a dude, it's like, well, she gives her. You tell your friends, it's like, man, I just got to get away from my wife for like a minute. It's like, why? I threw a funeral for her turds, and then they like laugh about it, and you have a good night out, and then you go back home and you don't have to worry about it, you know.
100%. Like women. If a woman prays to her shit, has a funeral for her shit, she better be hot. She better be a fucking Katie Upton, like masterpiece. She better be some masterpiece we've never seen before. Because you go to your buddy and be like, hey man, guess what? My fucking wife holds funerals for her shit before she flushes down the toilet. Your buddy's gonna be like, holy shit, that's insane. But man, does your wife have a great set of tits.
Or like, it's just the whole, like, again, I think that there's a lot more to take seriously from like the perspective of an older guy having these like crazy religious tendencies that he's not sharing, than from like a woman, because like, I don't know, not to get on a soapbox about this, but religions don't typically like favor the woman in any religion, period. So they don't have a tendency to like really get this aggressive like cult mentality the same way that like some of these like guys will. Like, that's just, I don't know anything about this shit. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Neither are. Hey, we're just here pointing out the hypocrisies and laughing at the shit. There's someone out there that's holding funerals for the shit, ladies and gentlemen, and you think you're having a bad day. Just remember that. You know what I'm saying? Just remember.
Maybe it could be a good time. Like, maybe it could be fun. Maybe it's like can you imagine having that? It's almost like that joke. What was it? Like, I wish I was a kid again, because like kids really love blowing bubbles. I think it's like Paul Rudd's in the movie, and I don't know, it's like a baby daddy movie or something. It's like a rom-com. I can't remember. It's from like the early 2000s. But Paul Rudd sitting there is like, it was 40-year-old virgin, and he's sitting there. He's like, I got kids now. I can't do anything. I'm watching. I got to go to work. And he's watching his kid like run around, like play with the bubbles. And he's like, I would give anything to be as happy as that kid is with the bubbles, and like, maybe that's the same thing as like these poop funerals where the guy's like, he's actually in there. He's like, putting like a little flower in it, and he's like lighting some incense for himself or something.
Just,
you know what I mean?
that's the way he distresses from work.
I want to pretend to be a demon and like talk back to him when he's giving a fucking prayer for his shit. Be like, how dare you fucking leave me, Beelzebub? Fuck you.
What is it? Real Geniuses? When like Val Kilmer, does everyone remember the movie Real Geniuses with Val Kilmer back in the day?
I know
where they put the microphone in that guy's tooth. Chip, hey Chip. Something like that needs to happen.
I'm imagining him having one of the little like matchstick crossbows and doing a Viking funeral with it.
Jesus, James, always going extra.
He just poops on a little paper boat and then just like sends it out into the toilet.
Sends it, yeah. He shits in the shower and shits in the tub.
Yeah, he puts it in the tub.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to look at this person and be like, "Fuck that dude," but like on the other hand, this is like a gold mine. Fucking just fucking this guy,
See,
could be fun.
I like to do around here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that whatever God he prays to is so happy,
laughing at him like we are,
just looking at him, being like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Would ignorant.
Hey man, I'm gonna let you know it don't work like that. That's not how this works. It's not how it works. We're gonna let you know.
He dies. He's like, but Jesus, or whatever. But I sent all my poos away with blessings.
Oh no!
Sorry, dude, you ain't fucking getting in this shit.
This guy shows up to the pearly gates and meets St. Peter's, and St. Peter's goes, "Holy fuck, guy, it's Rich! Hey, get her! It's fucking Rich! Rich is here!"
All the shits he ever sent away come running to him.
Hey man, this is the guy who's just praying for his shit. It's fucking hanky. The Christmas food comes bouncing in. Fuck.
Right, you need something else because that just like I can't.
Last one, and then we'll wrap her up. Okay. And I will let you know if the last joke might be a little offensive, but it's so offensive, and so like this is why the internet wins.
Am I gonna throw something?
Maybe. All right.
Oh boy.
What is your partner's strangest request while having sex? Had an ex request I wake her up from time to time with sex. Every time I did, she got highly upset with me that I woke her up. I was once requested to hold a knife up to my partner's throat. I offered to buy a prop knife rather than the real one she was showing me. She wanted to call me by a different name. I later found out that it was her brother's name.
Ew.
Asked me to roleplay as a Nazi and demanded I insult her with ever increasingly anti-Jewish slurs. Then at one point said I said I'd gone too far and left and broke up with me. I wasn't even into it. She'd had to talk me into it in the first place. It might have been when you farted on her face and said welcome to the showers that crossed the line. It is kind of ironic that you were just following orders. What is your partner's strangest request while...
I like that. Ironic you were just following orders, but...
The first two I've had.
Wake you up, yes. Hold the knife. Something similar, yes. The other one, no.
It's on video. Can people see how hard she's glaring at you right now?
I know. My wife stares at me like this. Listen, this is usually the norm. And usually, This happens every week on the podcast. She's the one who
Such
asked
a
to
funny
join the
call-out.
or asked to be here, and now I get this every week. She's like, Jesus Christ, there's something wrong with you. But the whole it's over the line because maybe when you farted in her face and said "Welcome to the showers" bit, the internet will always win.
That's a good one.
Why are you shaking your head?
Yep.
You love me. Remember that. Anybody want to go with this one? Nope. Wrap her up. Got it. Okay, everybody. So
the wake up one was always the scary. That was scarier to me than putting the knife up to her.
Like if I'm sleeping, leave me alone. Do not fucking wake me up. I'll be up
I've been
eventually.
in 2 relationships that they were like, yeah, if you want to wake me up, just stick it in. And I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
No, that's rape.
I ain't doing that.
That is called rape. I need to wake you up and go, hey. Now it's cool to be woken up for like on the guy's end. It's very nice to be woken
that's
up.
Fine.
Well, wake me up if it's soft, just stick it in your mouth. He'll rise to the occasion, and we'll go.
I don't know about that. I don't want to wake up to being inside of someone.
It happens. It's fun. It's exciting. Just saying, it's fine. If you want to rape me in the middle of the night, it's okay because you're my wife and you can do that. I'm not going to rape you though because that is weird.
Oh, and then like my face defense, I have RBF like big time.
No.
So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap her up for this week on this wonderful podcast.
Oh, yep.
I hope we didn't warp your brains too much. I hope you had some laughs along the way. Brendan, thanks for joining us this week. Please shout out where everyone can find you, everywhere you can find or everything.
Listen to your podcast.
Thank
there you
you.
go.
I'm having a stroke right now.
Go pretty your shit.
If they want to find me, they'll find me. I'm not hard to find. So it was fun. It was fun. I was happy to give me a call anytime you want to do it again.
Dude, I'm glad you had a good time. Appreciate it, having a good time.
Yeah.
James?
Nothing much. Kenko_eater on Twitter. I don't know why I froze up like that.
You froze up just like I did. Jesus Christ, that's a contagious.
And just for viewers, UnChefed.com is an easy way to find Brendan's podcast. But yeah.
Now I gotta update my website.
Or is that not your website?
No, it is. It is. I just haven't updated it in a while.
Oh, I thought you were saying open a website, and I was like, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
No, it's a website. I just we've been rethinking how we structure our content. So
I get that completely.
Development and less on the website, but it's still there. You can still find it.
It still gives you links, still gives you everything.
It does. Yeah, that's right.
Wife?
Go watch the Elvis movie if you're a music fan.
Baz Luhrmann one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's good.
Scented with a twist at Scentsy.us. If anyone's interested in some smelly good stuff.
Yep. Need to smell good stuff. Go get some Scentsy. You can find us at obviously lostlosers.com. If you want to email the show, if you want to email some content, we're planning on going to do another live show over on the Patreon, probably in August, September timeframe. We got to build up a couple more stuff. So if you find some stuff you want to send it to us, lostloserspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us at losers_lost on Twitter and lost_losers_podcast on Instagram and everywhere else. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I always like to leave you with the one last clip of the week and maybe some nuggets of knowledge for you. So here we go.
Fun fact for the day, Helen Keller was immune to flashbang grenades. Stay up, Kings.
Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Bye.